Welcome to Tabletop Gaming with Juice. Today, I'm going to be talking. Well, first of all, welcome to my dungeon. This is my basement that I just moved my desk down to this past weekend, and yeah, it's a little dark, as you can probably tell. The video quality is not very good down here, but I'm hoping to improve all of that, the sound quality, everything. I'm hoping to improve. So. Yeah, behind me you'll see that little closet thing is where I keep all my gaming books and miniatures and tiles. You can actually see up there, those are actually Wilox tiles in those. So, and then I have right above my hat, right there, I have some dice towers that I'm working on. But anyways, this video here is actually about the newly announced Dungeons and Dragons movie. Nerdarchy had done a video, The Nerdist did a video, and all of them offered some interesting takes. Now, right now there's going to be a huge hole, I feel, when it comes to movies, and that's left by The Hobbit being done now. Obviously, The Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, all that stuff is done. And pardon the mess back there. On this side, I have some arranging to do. That's all stuff that used to be in my desk. My desk is an L shape. But anyways, so there's a huge hole right now in the movie industry, and a fantasy movie needs to fill it. I can't think of any real fantasy movies coming out. There probably are some, but I don't know. It sounds like they're going to have a huge budget to do this Dungeons and Dragons movie, and that's awesome. They've done 3 movies before. Obviously, they've done cartoons. They've done other things. But I feel like they've missed the mark. First movie, I wasn't that impressed with it, with the Wayans brothers and all that. The other ones, I didn't mind. And I am somebody who's very easy to entertain. So my standards, I think, are a little bit lower than most when it comes to movies. But I actually enjoyed those. The places that I feel like they missed the ball is you never, in any of those movies, I feel like you don't get attached to the characters. You don't get attached to the setting. There's nothing that ever truly made me care. I enjoyed them for the action and things like that, but there just wasn't anything in those movies that made me care about it. Whereas if you look at things like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, you start to care about the characters, you know? You start to care about the setting a little bit. You learn about the setting. There's a history to the world, and they get it across in those movies. None of the Dungeons and Dragons movies did that, in my opinion. They never hooked me. So that's the first thing I think they need to focus on is how can they make us care about these characters and the setting? Now, I think it's been announced that it's gonna take place in Forgotten Realms, and I think that's great. Forgotten Realms is probably the most popular setting from video games like Neverwinter Nights, Baldur's Gate. Their current game takes place in Forgotten Realms so far. The first year they've been out, all their modules have taken place in Forgotten Realms, and I think that's fantastic. I would take it a step further. I think they should focus on one of their modules they've done, whether that's Horde of the Dragon Queen or Rise of Tiamat or Princes of the Apocalypse. I think they should focus on these. Maybe this new one that's coming out that is focused around Dritz. I think they should take the module, look it over, read it, look for some cool things that might get the desired effects, whether it's making you care about a character. How can they add some suspense and drama to these different things, and they don't even have to take it verbatim or anything. You don't want to basically make the movie script, but you might say, hey, guys, Tiamat is awesome. Remember what they did in The Hobbit with the one giant red dragon? Well, we need to do that with 5 heads and 5 colors, So maybe they do that, right? Can you imagine seeing that in a movie? That'd be pretty sweet. On top of that, people would say, "Oh man, I got to go pick up this module." So I feel like that would be the way to do it. Um, but imagine what they can do if they have the budget and the right people with something like that. They could make you care about this five-headed dragon and actually be terrified of this thing. You'd have to make the scale in the movie like way different. Like you'd have to make the characters about the size of a couple teeth, not no bigger than that. I feel like you would want this huge thing. Well, that might be too unbelievable if they actually beat it, but yeah. So that's what I think they should do. I think they should take a module, a very popular module, or either one that's going to be released in the next year or so, or you make a module based on the movie, or one of these previous ones, like I just said. And you still need characters that people care about, right? I don't think you should just throw in some characters that people don't know of. Maybe you take some characters from one of the books that have been written before. Dritz is one of the most loved and the most hated characters, right? I've heard that the supporting cast in those books is great. Go with that. Now, obviously, he doesn't really have anything to do with Rise of Tiamat, but this could be a whole new chapter to Dritz. I don't know. And then it would make sense. So then you're not. I feel like it would be something truly epic, to have him go through one of these other things that he doesn't necessarily go through in any of the books or anything. But yeah, either way, I think you should tie the movie to the books. Now, I have no idea if Wizards of the Coast has any say in the writing, the actors, the anything. I have no idea how much control they have or if they have any. If they do, like I said, I think they need to push them to do more with their current established modules, characters, something along those lines. If they don't, then it's a moot point. If it's all on the director and the writers to come up with that, then sure, do something on your own. That's fine. But you have to make us care. Have to. That is the biggest problem. The biggest hole with the whole thing before is that you never cared about any of the characters. It was some random person with some random ass name, and it was just flat. I liked the movies. I liked the characters, but I know way more people who hated them. And I have to go back and watch the old Wayans Brothers one because I have not seen that since whenever that came out. And I saw it. When I saw it, it was a very casual experience. It wasn't like a sit down, hang on every word kind of thing. I just remember like some Thieves Guild stuff and whatever. But anyway, so I need to watch that, and I think it's even on YouTube somewhere. But you have people in Hollywood who enjoy D&D. You could use people like maybe Will Wheaton would do it. Felicia Day, I think, plays D&D. I mean, there's a lot of people, especially in the YouTube community, that are really popular. You got Vin Diesel. Like these people have talent and I think care about the product. It could be very entertaining to watch. I would love to see like guest appearances with like, Ed Greenwood, he's in the movie somehow, and Chris Perkins is in the movie somehow, Mike Merles, just even if it's little things, like little Easter eggs in the movie, I think that would be really cool. R.A. Salvatore, there he is, but I think it could be done really well. It sounds like they have the financial backing now. And it sounds like it's going to be a movie theater release. And, they have, with the budget, it sounds like they could do all the cool CGI stuff, right? And by cool, I mean, like, for instance, Smaug was done to perfection, in my opinion, in The Hobbit. You could do something like that, some people like and some dislike how they did the goblin scenes, but I didn't mind it. It was a little comedic. That was the problem with The Hobbit. And I'm hoping that this doesn't try to go that route. I'm hoping this goes serious, more like Lord of the Rings as opposed to The Hobbit. And I'm hoping, I would love it if they did a Tiamat adventure or a Tiamat type movie. That would really excite me. Um, more than anything else. I don't want to see something where they're fighting demons. I don't feel like that would have the mass appeal, especially among like teenagers. I could see parents freaking out about their kids seeing, guys fighting demons. And I want this to be popular. I want this to bring people to the RPG hobby. That's what I want. And I want it to be a good movie. I want Dungeons and Dragons to make a kick-ass movie that everybody's dying to go see. So in my perfect world, like I said, it's going to be something along the lines of Rise of Tiamat. You could show off places like Baldur's Gate, Waterdeep, bring it to the big screen and, display a lot of different things. But so that's what I'm hoping for. And what I think this would do, the reason I'm so strong on them doing it this way, is I think it would benefit the RPG hobby, because I feel like, hey, we just watched this movie. It was awesome. If they pull it off well and have good actors and characters that people care about, if they pull it off well, you might turn people who have never tried D&D into fans of the game. They might go, oh man, we need to go buy that. Let's go buy that module and try to play through it ourselves. Let's see what happens when we go up against Tiamat or, cultists or whatever. Let's see what happens. That would be cool. And if they just go in with doing whatever they want, with whatever characters they want, then people are going to compare it to their own home campaigns. And, a lot of people are going to say, oh, I could have wrote a better story. Like, that's what happened with the last ones. People were like, oh, I could have wrote a better story than that, or a better script, or I could have had a better character than that. So that's what they're going to face. And I feel like it's really hard to just do that, present it to hundreds, thousands, if not millions of people, and hope they love it. So we'll see what happens. But you can bet I will be there. I will watch that movie when it comes out, and we'll see what happens. Like I said, I really hope they look at this as an opportunity for the game and not just a way to make some money off of a movie. So I hope the game itself finds a way to capitalize on this, and I hope the movie coincides with it. Whether they, as a game, decide, hey, let's write a module for the movie, or something else. I don't know. But I think they need to work together on this. So that's my thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And I know I probably went back and said the same thing multiple times, but I feel really strong about this. I really feel like they need to do it with the modules. So, if you have differing opinions, let me know below. What would you like to see? Do you want to see completely original characters? Do you want them to take a novel and turn that into a movie? What is it you want to see? I want them to focus on the actual tabletop game aspect of it. But you guys might have differing opinions. So let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.